Welcome to another Southern 207 Productions with Southern 207. I'm just giving you guys the last one, probably the next to last update. The absolute last one will be tonight during the live stream at 7:30. But I wanted to show I have been working on clearing the layout off. I had to move the fan back here just solely because of the heat. I still have some areas, but it's getting there. Down here is pretty much the other holdup right now. As you can see, things are progressing. And yes, I have even been making progress on installing the wood pies. I just got done cutting about another couple hundred more. And believe me, guys, that's not fun. A little bit of an update. One of the hobby shops, I don't know if you guys utilize Bill Acorn, aka B&B Hobby Supplies, up in Bridgeville, PA. I was in contact with him last week. His store is currently inundated with 4.5 feet of water from the flooding from the Monongahela River and the contributaries. So, hard to say when he'll be back up in operation. But one benefit of his business cards, which I got several of them, yes, actual scale rules. But you can see the size difference here for N scale. So business cards about 50 foot. So you can pretty much get the idea from there. And in case some of you are wondering about the cards I'm using, I've actually got a couple oddballs here. You are not seeing things. That is a triple bay. It's hard to make out to make, but this is an old AHM hopper. I got another one floating around here somewhere. There it is. EJ&E, hint, hint. Wartime emergency hopper. Again, triple bay. But that's some of the stuff I was been wanting to show off for a while. I got the workbench already loaded up with projects, but the way things are looking, it's a 50-50 shot if I'm going to get anything done tomorrow. If I'm incapacitated, you pretty much know you won't be hearing much except for Vinny's live stream tomorrow night. But things are progressing. And as you can see, I had to go back in and, as previously stated, redo the foam on the back of here because of black mold. I still got some areas I gotta finish critiquing yet with a shore foam tool. But this will give you a little bit of a view of what's to come. This here will be a rock cut on either side going down through here. I'll have another tunnel portal here and a double track one here, which this is actually a spur, which the turnout I still have yet on the back burner right now. But things are going to be out here, probably going to take a day or couple day vacation if I don't get back, feel like doing anything. Anyway, any additional comments, which also, I've got a new motor coming for this Matrix unit. And yes, I do have the tender for it. But the coupler, as you can see, I custom installed because I wanted it to have functional couplers front and rear. The tender is currently packed away. I just had that. That was one of the pieces that didn't get packed away right. But things will progress after I recover from this surgery. The next major surgery after that, which is still in the early stages because I have to plan it yet, is potentially going to be a full-blown right knee replacement. My kneecap's only about 1/8 inch thick right now. And that's basically from one hell of a growth spurt from back when I was 13 years old. I'm 31, so it gives you an idea how long I've been battling it. But as far as the ties I was just talking about that I've been cutting, that nice big mound there started off as what would have been HO ties. Now I'll give you a little bit better size comparison. The top tie is standard gauge HO. The bottom one is N scale, or standard N scale tie. I can get 8 out of 1 tie. So if I can't do much more, that's what I'll be working on. Which I also located the guy I was buying my ballast from on Facebook. I know in the N-Scale N-Scale Classifieds, he has an ad. The company's name is Bucks Ballast. And I'll tell you, I don't know how well this is gonna show up, guys, but that's not damn crushed walnut shells. That's actual ballast from one of the quarries that the Southern Railway used. Hence why I chose this color. Which also, a little bit an additional update. I got some more foam and I still have that chunk there to do in this whole wall there, which I still have to also install. Yes, I did install a little fan, and the funny thing is, that is probably about one of the smallest fans you can find. It's still 110 volt. Notice how low the current draw is though. 0.20th of an amp. That one, this one here, the plan is to put it up there and tie it in. That way, 2 fans sucking the heat out. That's the plan, at least. Because right now, that fan and that fan are the only 2 keeping stuff in here cool. Which, as you can, I'm standing in direct line of that fan, and that one's blowing a fair bit of air this way. I've also got another smaller one. You can just see the white label on it from here with the metal screen on it. That's the other one. And one of the other things I'm going to be installing on the big power supply directly below it, which, by the way, guys, that's a 12 amp power supply, 3 amp input, and once you drop your current, the amperage goes up. So this little guy is going to be its little lifesaver. Another 12 volt fan. But if I really want to go heavy duty, 24 volt. Which, another thing I am still working on, and I just got around to doing the first bank of batteries for it, is solar. Right to here is all the further I've gotten thus far with it. But I have to buy a charge controller, then daisy chain the batteries. We'll figure out how to wire them so I have 12 volt output. Which ideally what I want to do is go from here with a heavy gauge wire over to the command station, thus turning the whole layout into a solar powered layout. I do have an inverter already. It's a 3000 watt inverter, but as of right now, between those 3 batteries down there, you're only looking at a whopping total of 23 amp hour. Which, the way they figure that, that's 7.5 amps constant draw for 20 hours is the ratio. That's how you get your amp hours. Although the ratio depends on the manufacturer. Some manufacturers go by 10 hour, the amperage times 10 hours or times 20 for a complete discharge. Those are actually out of security systems, those batteries. And also found another HO engine, also up for sale. It's it's actually a River Rossi, but there is one piece missing. It's going to be a bear to find. So if you have, one I'm going to recommend for anybody who's got access to a machinist lathe. And I'm going to give you a hint on what you're going to have to use. 1/4 inch hex, because that's how big the drive is. As you can see, but all brass drive gear with a big hulking motor in the tender, bell armature. And Poacher was one of the brands that was imported by River Rossi. Which, as you can see, she's in good shape. And I'd like to see her go to a good home. And 2 shout outs with Mike. You know who? With Mike Brower? Or Brower? I haven't received. I got the engine's now sold to Mike. And also to Hot Rod Rodney. I just found a bunch more equipment, so guess what, buddy? 2 boxes. Which I'm trying to find homes for all my old HO stuff. Some of the cars like this one here are missing a door, but you know what? You could easily make it look like it's in the repair shop getting a new door fitted. Which, ironically, I'm not far from where this railroad actually ran. But notice something. Seaboard Airline. Not to be confused with its predecessor, or to its other cousin, the Coastline, which both railroads referred to as the other Coastline Railroad. In case you're wondering, I actually know somebody who worked for them, hence why I know that. But they ran out of Norfolk, Virginia, south. But Seaboard Airline down to Florida, which they also had a joint train with a couple other railroads to get to other destinations. But that, as far as tonight's topic, I'm really not sure yet. Might think, I mean, honestly, what do you guys think of doing a topic being the possibility of using your layout up for solar power? Using batteries like I'm planning, which I will be doing. This will be a long-term test, by the way, on this. The system I'm going to start with is the Harbor Freight one, which of course that's the cheapest one I can get my hands on. But I figure, with as much roof as I got here, if I put fill this whole side up with panels, here with panels, there with panels, and there with panels, wherever I don't use, I can feed back into the damn grid and cut my family's power bill down by a third. And if that works out, I got another shed right next door I can do the same thing. And if my mother gives me the all clear, the garage roof. Make even more money. Basically turn this place into a self-sufficient electric grid. But, like I said, first off the bat, gotta start small. And that's what I'm doing. Which right now, those batteries I'm still learning on how to get them initially charged up, because as of right now, they're running very low current. Oh well. I got enough relays coming out the wazoo right now. When I say relays, which should give you an idea, my thumb's about an inch. 24 volt relays. Those big box pieces are capacitors, believe it or not. And of course, you guys know what the R's are, the resistors. LEDs. And I got a bunch of other circuit boards I can cannibalize parts off of, thus keeping my costs down. But, like I said, we all gotta start somewhere, and I'm gonna be tinkering around with the design for this stuff for a while. As soon as more information comes out, I'll let you guys know. And from what I found out, in order for me to run an air conditioning system in here with solar, I'd have to get at least 150 watts of solar power, which I could easily do with two of the Harbor Freight kits. Put the air conditioner somewhere along the back wall here where it's blowing in. Since cold air drops, do it up high, and then since I got 150 watt, pair of 150 watt heaters, one there and the other one there, which that fan there came out of that, so that will probably be getting put back together and tied in, and I'll have cover those up for the winter time when that comes. But as far as the long-term goals for this year, and Vinny and everyone else, if you look where I'm pointing, right where the yellow bottle with the white lid on is where I'm pointing at. From that point, that's the beginning of my transition deck. It's going to go across like so, over to where that paint can is, down along this wall, around here, all around, up, and up above this yard here will be the main classification yard. It'll swing back around on a gradual curve, which at that point I will have a junction which so far I've only got one other connecting railroad I've been in talks with. Plan is to go from this go to another junction railroad, be a bridge line, then continue on around after I install Y around here to a return loop. That way, once I get around to installing the cut Y here, I can do point to point, loop to loop operation. So I can, if I don't feel like doing ops one night, I just want to come out and run trains, I can run trains. And it'd be a nice continuous flow. Anyway, I'm running on about 21 minutes on this video, guys, so I might have to catch up with you later on this evening. Southern 207 out.